Ding ding. Wow. Good morning, everybody. My name is Osa. It's Saturday. It's actually nice outside, although a little chilly. And we are inside playing some Farm 719 on Oakfield Farm. And I've decided to oversee the tidy up at this end of the field for topping. I'll reposition this tractor once we're done. And we'll get back to the sunflowers. So here you can see the problem. It gets up to the grass. The header's not wide enough, so it just says done. We can fix that. Tiny little bit left to do. Need to lift that because edges of the field's not exactly flat. Dang. So this is going to be a lot of sugar beets when all is said and done. Hail team, good morning. Sorry for the slightly late start. Had a long day yesterday, so I overslept very slightly this morning. Plus, we now have somebody in the house that needs a little bit of supervision in the morning. A little more supervision than I usually give. Okay, gonna stick that on the worker there, and we can bounce back to... oh, just about here. Engine on, that's empty. I think if I remember rightly, we had just done a run back to the yard with the tractor. So how are we doing actually? Okay, it's before 9:30. I think my acceptable start time is somewhere between 9 and 9:30. Sometimes I'll start earlier. So I've installed a new sound app which we tested, might have been Thursday. I've got an NVIDIA graphics card, old GTX series. And Jingles has been mentioning on his stream, on his videos, that he has downloaded this app called RTX Voice, which suppresses background noise and can help to clean up the audio. So on Monday he was doing his Mingles with Jingles episode and had his air conditioner on in the same room as the microphone and couldn't hear it. Now he did say the app was designed for use with the newer RTX cards. However, due to a quirk in programming, it does work with the GTX card. So this week I did a test out on that and discovered how to do it, all the instructions, which was basically download the app, run the install, wait for it to crash, and then edit the install file to say don't check for my graphics card, and then start it up again. So found the app, ran it, it didn't crash, it installed everything successfully, so we tested it on Thursday, and it all works. So it appears that the folks at NVIDIA decided, well, since this works on the GTX as well, although it's kind of unintentional, we'll take out that little check that stops it installing on anything but RTX cards. and we tested it with the TV in the background. Couldn't hear that. And I turned the vacuum cleaner on, and I couldn't hear that either. So that's what we're running with from now onwards. Hopefully you can still hear me. Good morning, Captain Zank. Sorry. And thanks for the help on Thursday. I went back and listened to that stream, and I couldn't hear anything. The funny thing was when Mrs. Osa said, oh yeah, I can hear the vacuum cleaner, it was because I jumped into a harvester, and the harvester kind of sounds a little bit similar. Which was kind of funny, but it all works well. So anyway, we're back here. It's 2:30 in the afternoon, and I estimated the width of that really nicely. So the problem with the Heliodor on this, I think it's really designed for a smaller harvester. So we're not getting a good cut, but we get a good cut speed. And that's sufficient for now. Obviously, I am planning a bigger harvester in the future, and we'll probably keep this one anyway. Just so we can spread the load a bit. Okay. We are half full. It's going to be interesting. Hello, Kitty. And Ninja Kickbike. Welcome to the stream, and thanks for the follow. Okay. Push this over a little bit further and cut in there. So. Yeah, this is a busy time of year for us. I'm going to have to cut round, aren't I? How's the capacity doing? We're doing okay. I'm worried that I'm not going to have a full, or I'm not going to be able to complete a row before we end up at the top of the field. Just going to make a whole mess of this. Let's do that. 77. So we want to get up. If I don't make it all the way up the field, I'm going to have to pull in to the side. Now, apparently this is what Courseplay does. Get to about 90% through, you back up, and then you pull a little loop out to the right so there's enough room for the track to cut through. It looks like we made it though. So that's good. Yay. And we'll just take this over to the tipper and empty it. So, oh yeah, we do have a little bit in there. So yeah, when we were doing the stream last Saturday, we had just emptied a full load from the cart. And that was the point we called it. And we noticed that the topper was having issues, but fixed that. Or at least I've tidied the bottom end, or the edges where the telephone poles were. We'll have to go back and figure out the rest of the top and bottom later, but it's where it's having issues with the edge of the field and turning around. That's not a big problem. We have a little bit of crop that died here. That's It's a little lack of income at that point. And good morning in Patchwork. Welcome to the stream, man. Happy Saturday. So it's actually Mrs. Osa's birthday yesterday. So we are planning to go out later today, but she's having a lie-in this morning. So don't know how long she plans that for. It's usually me talking by the bedroom door that wakes her up. So we'll see about that. Oops. Not exactly straight, but that's fine enough. Do with a little bit more room at the bottom of the field, I think. We did 3 headlands, but like I said, I think this header is designed for a smaller harvester. When you look at how much overhang we have on the pipe. So it's kind of like a header will have enough what was it? Enough width so that generally if you do about 3 headlands, you can get the harvester turned round in that width. But because this is a narrower header, we did the 3, but this harvester's still a little bit bigger than space would allow for. Thank you for the subscription and Patchwork. Oh, right. Yes. Yeah, I've been noticing that. Getting confused where I am. Last couple of weeks we've been driving down to Kalamazoo to drop off Kate, and that there's a lot of farmlands out there, so we've been watching them slowly yellow and then expecting the farmers to get on with that. I know who is it? Millennial Farmers video this week was he was saying he's about 3 days off starting harvest. This farm wife, they did their silage harvest this last week, so that was a thing. That's all packed and covered over, and they're planning their soybean harvest probably this coming week, I think. So harvest is definitely picking up around the country. Like Pemberton was doing silage as well recently. I haven't watched any of his videos for a while. And I can't say I've been flagged up on any of Ollie's farm either. So I don't know whether he's produced any videos recently. Yeah, that's kind of the issue we had on this farm last week. Was it was kind of wet in the morning, but we're into fall, and so that's just going to be the thing for Oakfield Farm. But it gives us a window in the afternoon, and I want to get as much of this done as quickly as possible. Because the sooner we can turn the field over, the sooner, or the easier it is next year. If I can do the harvest at the end of summer, then that gives us a good cushion of time in order to miss the rains and everything else that happens. Okay, 4%. We should be cutting that straight, but as I said, we didn't have enough room to make the full turnaround. Plus, there's an adverse angle on the top end of that field. It's not helping us either. We're definitely chewing through this. We'll be done with the harvester at the end of today. Will we be done with the harvester by the end of the day? Actually, that's an interesting question. I think I've done all the harvesting jobs, contracts that are available in this year. So we're probably, this is it for the harvester. I actually went back and watched a little bit of my Lawfolds playthrough, episode 77, where I was doing the silage harvest. I had a Chrome Big X and stop. Thank you. And hauling in the harvest, the silage, and then the compacting. 3.5 million litres of silage in one harvest. Sort of, yeah, we're not going to do that again. I don't know. This map doesn't have the capacity for 3.5 million litres of silage. We get about 1 in the 2 farm silos, and then there's none down at the BGA anyway. But Lawfolds, I did 3 silos, about 800,000 each at the BGA, and then the other one at the cow farm for another 800. At times like that, you sometimes think maybe I should be playing this multiplayer. But, some playthroughs I'll do single. Oh, we're done. While others will do, we'll probably end up doing multiplayer. Of course, I've got to be careful because foster children aren't allowed unfettered internet access, so we may be able to get away with videos, but not streams in that case. We have to see about that. But at the moment we're on the settle-in phase, so yeah, everything's good. So finish this bit off. That's the island done. There's not a lot left of this field to do after that. The angle diminishes as we go, so we'll make more passes per time. What's the thread for that? Let's turn it on as well as lower it. There we go. Yeah, we'll have to see how that works out. I may, time is difficult at the moment, but if I get a chance, I may look at doing something like Arthur does with Kyle or Micah. Just do an invitational. Running a full server is quite a a heavy thing. You have to put time into it. As I said, we're kind of busy at the moment. Yeah, we've just moved into a house and we're trying to get settled still because COVID didn't help that a lot. So we're supposed to have a new interior door put in between the dining room and the office, and that's still not happened. So we'll be waiting for, we're still waiting for our contractor to free up from that because he's 3 months behind because of everything else that he didn't get done over spring and early summer. Plus his wife went in for surgery, so there's all that as well. But I think next weekend we'll have the other kids in. So there will be a fair amount of background noise, which probably won't be very suppressed. Part of the testing of the new app, it does suppress constant noise. So things like a vacuum cleaner and stuff like that tends to work okay, but sudden loud noises it cannot cope with. So my wife was watching a game show and there was a buzzer going off, and every time the buzzer went off you could hear that. Plus it's an elevated volume on the TV because they do that sort of thing. But general hubbub will be filtered out. Voice won't. So if a kid's making talking noises, then that will come through. Over here we are 20%, so more than enough capacity to do a cut-in. Probably not worth the gas to do that, but I'll do it anyway. Plus I've got a fair few nights of the week I'm actually playing World of Warships to finish the current promotion. I think I've done most of the Transformer promotion. I've got one mission left to run, and then that's done. I managed to get the permanent camouflage for the Tier 10 Russian gunboat, which I haven't unlocked yet. So yeah, I've got camouflage that I can't use. And then they're kind of giving away a boat. If you spend about 3,500 gold on it, you get a kind of free boat. You have to work for most of it though. So I'm up to date on that. There's a new objective this coming week, which usually takes me 2 to 3 days to complete. And then there will be one more objective the following week, and I'll have unlocked it. So yay for that. Farm Sim, still not playing much Farm Sim outside of Saturday. I have been playing a little bit more than recently. I keep changing gears before I stop the harvester, which is why I keep rolling backwards or rolling forwards. I should probably not do that. But other than that, it's mostly work. Work's kind of hectic because none of IT are working in the office. So we have, for the most part, uninterrupted time to do stuff. And the company has figured out that maybe it's not a good idea to get us all to go back to the office as soon as possible. Although our managers would like it, I think the rest of the company's kind of, these guys are churning out a lot of work working from home. And we like that. So we've probably finished, I would guess, 30 to 40% more projects than we would have done in the same time had we been in the office. So, stop, reverse. The thing is with the mod I'm using, as soon as I select reverse, the brakes only work when you're driving backwards. So that's kind of an issue. Yeah, that's kind of the weird thing. So the brakes don't work when you're going opposite to the direction you have selected. Yeah, 68% done. We're still motoring. For the first time in many weeks, we will be able to go to church tomorrow evening, because we're not going to be driving out to Kalamazoo at 6 o'clock. So that's a bit fun. Corner. This is lined up as possible. I'm still ending up with a little bit of a fat tail at the end there. Then once this is all done, we can bring the heavy tractors back out and plough this field, or cultivate this field. I don't think it needs ploughed. Sunflowers isn't one of those special crops. And get some oilseed radish planted in this one. Taylor, good morning. Welcome to Saturday. Welcome to the stream. How's your life been recently, I guess? Seen you around a while. Manipulate this as best I can. That was a little bit straighter, I guess. Oh, we're nearly full anyway. So I'll be jumping over to get the tractor. Doink. And that's 77% full, so we are not going to get full load now. Yeah, that's kind of where I've been lately. So we had to pick up our adoptive child yesterday, so I had to cut out and work early in the afternoon, but I still had stuff left over that I had to complete. So as soon as I got home, I think we had supper, and then I was back to work for an hour getting stuff ready, and then I had to